been 150 years since the first shots of the Civil War were fired on the ground that we're actually standing on today. And so it brings me great joy when I see children coming out and they're still interested in such a vital point in American history. And so it's a pleasure to get down one-on-one and talk with them about it, see what they already know, teach them a few things they may not have known.
If you're interested in American history, this should be on your bucket list. This is one of the places that Americans need to come to get a feel and an appreciation for our nation's history, from what happened here at Fort Sumter and what it means in the history of the nation.
I really like to encourage visitors to Charleston to visit Fort Sumter because it embodies this watershed moment in our country's history when you look at the Civil War and how it changed the type of nation that the United States was. The descendant of an enslaved African is going to look at that Civil War a lot differently than the descendant of a Confederate general. And that's our challenge out there, is to present history as openly and truthfully as we can, but it can be very sensitive and has a lot to do with identity. And that's why people value places like Fort Sumter.
A lot of visitors that come out to the site, they're familiar with the movie Glory and the 54th, but they're not aware that the actual battle was fought only a mile or so away from Fort Sumter. And so when they come out, I make it a point to tell them the story of the 54th because it was important, very important in the Civil War, and important in the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment being passed, following the war. I myself, I reenact as a 54 soldier, and so I'm out in a wool uniform, middle of July, because of my passion for it, so it's a very important story.
During the bombardment of Fort Sumter, Fort Moultrie played a critical role in that action on April 12th and 13th, 1861. Fort Moultrie is also administered as part of Fort Sumter National Monument, so you can visit it as well when you're on your Fort Sumter trip.
If you had a chance to check a map, you'll note that Fort Sumter is on an island at the mouth of Charleston Harbor. Your journey out to Fort Sumter will be the highlight of your visit here to Charleston. You'll have a chance to take a relaxing 20-minute cruise on one of the Spirit Line ships and give you a chance to enjoy an excursion on historic Charleston Harbor. Don't be put off by the cost of the excursion over here. This is a tremendous value. You get not only to experience the historic harbor, but you'll also get to visit the site where the Civil War began. And there's no more important event in American history than the Civil War and the changes it made to the rights and liberties that we enjoy today.
Please come and experience your America at Fort Sumter National Monument.
Come out and support the National Park Service here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina at Fort Sumter National Monument.
Plan a visit to Fort Sumter very soon and come experience your America at Fort Sumter National Monument.
Let me encourage you to experience your America at Fort Sumter and at other national parks around the country.